Hello, everybody, and you're listening to That 90s Spider-Man Show, where normally we talk about Spider-Man the Animated Series and make jokes and stuff, but this time we're doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, no jokes.
No jokes. We're going to be completely unfunny for the next, and it's probably someone starting being like, oh yeah, you guys have finally decided to be funny, have you? Like, we've been funny the whole way through this whole thing, which we have not. Anyway,
Speaking like Yoda again.
Yeah. Anyway, this is maybe a weird law, maybe not weird law. It's definitely not a regular episode, but we're talking about Carnage and all of his weird red gloppy glory.
Yeah, we're going into the comics because we were going to go into the comic origins at the end of our last episode because that was all about Carnage. But that episode was so jam-packed full of stuff, I was like, we just need another whole episode to talk about his insane comic stuff. And whether it ends up being a weird law or not, we will decide later because it's lore, it's comic stuff. And
I'm assuming it's weird as shit.
It is weird, yeah. But, I don't know. I hate to be clickbait, but...
You won't last 5 minutes watching this?
No, not that kind of clickbait. I was going to say, what is Carnage's story in the comics? The answer may surprise you.
The shocking truth behind Carnage's origin story.
Exactly.
Just take a page from the Daily Mail sort of thing.
Okay, I will say that I'm struggling to think of a time when I've done more research for comic origins thing.
That is not a good sign.
I think I read every comic that Carnage appeared in. There's a couple of miniseries that I already had read in the 90s that I skipped over, and I didn't reread Maximum Carnage.
For good reason.
I don't really like Maximum Carnage, despite owning a physical copy of it. And also...
There's also things you don't like, which are a physical copy of.
Oh, well, I played the series.
Yeah.
It's insane how I own Blade the series and not Blade the anime. But anyway, I was thinking of maybe at some point making you read Maximum Carnage as a book club thing for our Patreon. So maybe we'll talk about that there. But I'm actually going to skip over Maximum Carnage a little bit. And somehow it's still going to be a full episode's worth.
I'm kind of excited to read Maximum Carnage and drink through it, so I'm glad you didn't bring it up here.
Drinking while you read a comic book?
Yeah.
Okay, so we spoke about Cletus Kasady's first appearance a couple of episodes back in our Man of Venom episode.
Oh, yeah? Just
to reiterate, he is a cellmate of Eddie Brock. He's a serial killer. Him and Eddie don't get on.
He might be an incel.
Eddie is reunited with his symbiote. He breaks out. Cletus Kasady is left with the remnants of the symbiote, which turns out to be the symbiote's offspring, Carnage symbiote. And that's what we said about him. But I'm going to go a bit deeper. There's some backstory that is filled in behind the scenes. He's got a little bit of a backstory where it's a bit like Joker. Sometimes he says stuff and then he's like, yeah, but that might be a lie. It starts pretty dark. He was reportedly born in the Ravencroft Institute for the Criminally Insane to his mum, who had paranoid schizophrenia and died after his birth. There's also a thing of apparently he died as he was stillborn but then was rejuvenated. So
like that Dalmatian in 101 Dalmatians.
What?
You know how there's a stillborn puppy in that movie?
No, I do not.
Oh shit! Oh,
I'm gonna rewatch that movie soon because it's been on my mind. But
yeah,
I do not remember.
That straight up just happens.
That doesn't make me want to watch it somehow. Okay, so he's getting into the custody of an old woman who then abuses him.
Yep.
So he pushes her down a flight of stairs and kills her.
Yeah.
And this is when he's 6 or something. And then he's sent to live with who he believes is his biological father and stepmother. He tortures and kills his stepmother's dog, Fifi.
To be fair, that dog is a stupid name.
But and because of that, and him generally being this nightmarish, fucking omen child,
yeah,
she loses her shit and tries to kill him. And starts trying
to beat up this his kid. Stepmother or Fifi?
His stepmother.
Okay.
The dog is dead. He kills the dog.
Oh, right.
He tortures and kills the dog, and you're like, oh, so is the dog alive?
I thought he tortured to kill the dog after it tried to kill him.
No, he tortures and kills the dog. The stepmother does not like this.
Was the stepmother called Phoebe?
No. I don't know who the stepmother is called. Why are you trying to make this more confusing?
Because fuck it at this point.
So she starts wailing on this kid, trying to kill him, and then his dad turns up and is like, whoa, what the fuck? And then he tries to stop her, and in the struggle accidentally knocks her back. She hits her head. She dies. And he's like, fuck, I killed her to defend my son. And then the police turn up, and Cletus is like, yeah, he killed her for no reason. And just lies and gets his dad sent to jail.
That doesn't even make sense.
He's just an asshole. That's why.
That actively makes the situation worse.
In fact, he says that he says that it's a premeditated thing, and his dad like always wanted to kill her and all this stuff. Just gets his dad sent to jail for life for no reason. Then he goes to an orphanage. He's a bit weird.
I mentioned it a bit.
Yeah, and because of that, the other kids and the staff abuse him. So he kills one of the staff members, and then a girl. I mean, you said about incel. A girl refuses a date with him, so he pushes her in front of a bus.
Yep, that was always going to happen. I didn't even know I wasn't even making that joke with that in mind.
Yeah, and then he burns down the orphanage.
Probably a long time coming.
He gets away with all of that.
Basically, this is a little white
and
kid.
Then, as an adult...
Meanwhile, like, Lonnie Lincoln has been taken to jail for, like, stealing an ice cream.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that guy was albino as well.
Yeah. He just was like had the genetics of a black person. He even looked black.
Anyway, he as an adult becomes a notorious serial killer before being arrested and sentenced to 11 life sentences at Rikers Island. Basically, his philosophy is that anyone can commit murder, they just have to be courageous enough. And he's basically
How is that a philosophy you base your life upon?
Well, he's basically like...
Murder is definitely possible theoretically.
Well, it's the idea.
You have to really want it.
His idea is that all laws, all order in the world is just made up nonsense, and anyone can just ignore society and do whatever the fuck they want and kill anyone and do whatever if they wanted to.
He's kind of got a point.
He's kind of got a point, but but then he obviously takes this to a weird place.
He just joins the GOP.
And this obviously pisses off Eddie Brock, who is very, despite being like a murderer himself, is like very self-righteous, very like, protect the innocent, I'm the one who's been slighted, like all that stuff. Apparently, Eddie actually just beat up Cletus in jail because he was talking about how he wants to cut babies and shit like that all the time, so he's like, fuck you, and just beats the shit out of him. The venomous symbiote was pregnant without Eddie realizing it, and it gives birth during his escape and leaves the symbiote behind.
How fucking distressing that is.
And during this whole like wall smashing, basically like what?
I'm just imagining at the end of season 1 some prison break, and then the characters look back and Wentworth Withers giving birth. Oh shit! When did you get pregnant?
Moving on. So he gets cut, and he's got like a wound on his arm, and the symbiote actually enters into his bloodstream.
Oh yeah?
And it sort of amalgamates with his blood, so he has this symbiote kind of hidden in his system for a while. And this Carnage symbiote was created by like David McLeany and designed by artist Mark Bagley. Cletus actually escapes in Amazing Spider-Man 359, which is in 92. Issue later, we see the first glimpse of his face, where he kills a guy called Gunther Stein, only because he thought his name was dumb. He escapes jail, looks up in the yellow pages like, this is a dumb name.
He finds
the guy, and then kills him.
I mean...
He's just killing random people, and another issue, he kills like a random guy, and the guy's like, why are you doing this? And he's like, that's exactly the point, because it's just random.
Oh.
And in Amazing Spider-Man 361... Peter hears about the murders happening, and from the description thinks that Venom is back, but then he eventually tracks down this killer and finds him in an abandoned building that used to be the orphanage before it burnt down, and finds Cletus, who is naked by a campfire talking to a teddy bear.
Oh, that's nice and wholesome.
Yeah.
They're like sacrifice animals, so I'm surprised.
Cletus notices him and, attacks him, and it turns
is he naked while he attacks?
No, his symbiote comes on.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, Cletus then basically beats up Spider-Man and escapes, and he leaves Carnage rules written in his own blood on the scene.
I'm surprised there's only blood, to be honest.
Yeah, and which just made me think of Sideshow Bob. Yeah, use a pen, Sideshow Bob. And after hearing that Carnage has killed a family, including 3 young children, Peter realizes he has to go to Venom for help. And as I talked about a couple of episodes back, at this point, Venom is on a desert island because he thinks Spider-Man tricked him into thinking that Spider-Man had blown up and been killed. So Eddie Brock is like completely fulfilled, chilling out on this deserted island, presumably eating coconuts.
20 to 30 at a time.
Yeah. Spider-Man turns up with a Human Torch and a sonic gun, basically being like, yo, I'm not dead, but I need your help. And then they have a fight, but then when he mentions that there's another symbiote and it's killing innocent people, Venom's like, innocents dying, you say?
Innocents
Carnage,
dying,
eh?
Carnage, eh?
And he decides to team up with them, and then they have like a reluctant partnership where they're going around, and it's actually really funny because there's lots of like Venom being a psycho and Spider-Man turning up and the police are there and they all draw their guns on Venom. Spider-Man's like, oh no, don't worry, he's with me. And the police are like, really? Like, you and Venom are together? And then Venom's like, trust us, we don't like it either. Don't worry, it won't be for very long. He's just assuming that they all hate Spider-Man more than him.
Yeah.
Eddie says that he consults with the symbiote and he finds out that symbiote reproduces asexually and it doesn't give a shit about its kids. So
it's a deadbeat dad.
Yeah, so it didn't even think to tell Eddie about the birth because it was almost like, oh yeah, I took a shit, you know?
Yeah.
But another reason for Carnage potentially being different in this is because they say that Carnage gestated on Earth, so it'll have different abilities compared to...
a bit like Man of Steel.
I guess, yeah. And basically he makes a deal with Spider-Man. He's like, I'll help you, but only if you let me go afterwards. Like, you're not taking me to the cops, I guess.
Yeah.
And they find Cletus and they fight him together. Carnage beats them both and throws a baby out of a window as a distraction.
Like in Blade 3.
It's actually like Blade 3, yeah. What was it? I think I posted that on No Context Spider-Man, which you guys should check out. I'll put a link in the description. And then someone replied like, oh, just like in Blade 3. But yeah, he does that, so they both go after the baby and Venom saves it.
Did he say coochie coo to it when he catches it?
Literally, yeah. There's actually a really funny shot of him like holding a baby, going coochie coo. It's really weird, actually. Then in issue 363, Carnage starts talking a lot about his nihilistic philosophy. Which we sort of mentioned before.
Is he on Reddit while he's doing it?
One of the chans. And then Carnage goes to this metal gig and he kills the band.
Which band is it?
It's just a made-up metal band. It's like fucking White Snake or something.
I was kind of hoping about Limp Bizkit or something like that.
And he's also kidnapped JJ, and he brings him on stage, and he starts yelling into the mic about how he loves killing people, and how everyone should just kill each other. And then like one guy in the audience is like, yeah, I'm gonna kill people. I think Spider-Man like takes this one dude out. It's just an asshole.
Yeah.
But everyone else there's like, hey, we like metal music. We don't actually want to kill people. We just like...
We only like seeing on our album covers and singing about it passionately.
Yeah.
We don't actually want to kill people.
Venom keeps Carnage busy. Spider-Man goes to the PA system and cranks it up and zaps them with all these sonics so that they both get fucked up because they're both vulnerable to that.
I think you're going to call them like Jaleel White to be like, can you like do like your Sonic voice?
What?
You know Jaleel White was Sonic, right?
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, I just like, my brain is like, no, it's Ben Schwartz.
Not my Sonic.
At this point, like, Spider-Man has the chance to let Carnage just like out, and then Venom like holds out, and he's like, oh, you can turn it off now, and Spider-Man's like, no, I can't. You're still a threat. So Spider-Man goes back on his deal, and he's arrested, and then Eddie's like, the fact that you plan to do this proves that you were never innocent. Fuck you. That's when Carnage is taken to the vault. Then he escapes again. Then he's taken to Ravencroft again.
Oh, the place where he was born.
Yeah. Then there's a breakout that happens in Maximum Carnage, which is the following year in 1993. It's like a 15-issue series where Carnage basically gets like a fucked up family of other psychos and goes on a killing spree before being taken down by Venom, Spider-Man, and a bunch of other heroes.
Okay.
And then in another series, he manages to like dispatch his symbiote through like a phone line to attack someone through a video game. That's the thing that happened in Carnage Unleashed.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then also there was a Planet of the Symbiotes thing where like the planet Clintar, where all the symbiotes come from, invade Earth through a portal, and then he ends up like consuming a bunch of these symbiotes and becoming a giant Carnage who's like, the size of a building. Post this, he's in prison again, and at one point he gets out by biting his own lip because the symbiote's in his blood. They've tied him all up like Hannibal Lecter, and he just bites his own lip, and then the symbiote gets out, and he...
Well, not exactly Hannibal Lecter, because he can't like bite himself. Then he's Hannibal Lecter.
Well, I mean more like in the upright, like...
Oh, right, without like the face mask over.
Yeah, I guess that without the most iconic part of the thing I referenced.
Yeah.
They should have given him the Hannibal Lecter treatment,
Yeah.
I guess. Then he gets out of Ravencroft again. He's in prison, but like the symbiote gets out by going down the toilet.
Yeah, that's an apt metaphor.
It jumps between different hosts, including John Jameson.
Oh, is it like toilet hopping?
No, I think there's only one toilet.
Okay, so it's not like you're attacking people from the toilet like in
it can get out of the toilet. Why would it stay in the toilet?
Why would it go in the toilet in the first place?
It's in the escape route from the cell. Because there's the toilet in the cell, and that's it. And it's going through all these different people until it finds Ben Reilly, who...
Oh, it's Scarlet Spider.
Yeah, who is taken on as Spider-Man at this point in time.
Don't explain it to me, I don't want to know.
No, I mean, we'll get into it in the Clone Saga one day. But, like, basically, this is when the symbiote goes on to Ben Reilly, and you get Spider Carnage.
Oh.
Who actually looks pretty dope. Okay, so this is Spider Carnage.
Ooh, Jesus Christ, that's cool.
Yeah, it's actually...
This thing is, like, made of, like, lava.
And that's kind of the Carnage thing in general, because, like...
He's got a little bit of his dad in him.
Yeah, like, that's them together, like, in the original comics, like...
That's the veritable Carnage à toi.
Yeah, it's like, he's red, but, like, almost, like maybe, like, 40% is black,
Yeah.
Like, it makes it way more defined and interesting looking. Okay, I don't have an image of this, but there's a point, and it's only, like, a 2-issue thing, but there's a point when Spider-Man's fighting Carnage, and the Silver Surfer tries to help him until the
Silver tries.
Well, the Carnage symbiote goes on Silver Surfer, and he becomes Cosmic Carnage. So it's Carnage, but on the Silver Surfer flying around.
Jesus Christ.
And in the end, Silver Surfer rejects it, and then he puts, like, Carnage in, like, an impenetrable prison that can never be opened, and then next time you see him, he's just in regular jail, and they just never explain it, because I think there was some miscommunication. Then...
his lawyer got, like, in contact with the penitentiary.
In Peter Parker Spider-Man number 10 in 1999... Oh, wait, I forgot to say, like, his giant Carnage, by the way, from the Planet of the Symbiotes.
God damn.
And this is great. Venom breaks in, disguised as a janitor, and attacks Cletus, removes the Carnage symbiote from him, and eats it. There he is, eating the Carnage symbiote.
That is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, so, and he says, "Welcome home, baby," as he's eating it.
That's kind of amazing, actually.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that.
There's some good Venom stuff in the 90s, actually. It's insane, but some of it's good. Then you get this thing where Cletus escapes again, but he doesn't have the symbiote now. He thinks that if he kills enough people, he'll get it back because he's just a loon. Paints himself red and runs around in his underwear, killing people until Spider-Man just like knocks him out with one punch and sends him back to prison. That's him covered in red paint. Then in Web Spinner's Tales of Spider-Man 13, this is when I got kind of confused because I had to reread this issue because I'd already read it, but I was like, how... Kasady has remnants of the Carnage symbiote in his body because it like bonded to in his blood cells and stuff.
Yeah.
Just little remnants of it, and because of that, he is guided to the negative zone. So he escapes and he gets this van and he's like driving away and Spider-Man's going after him and he just drives into a portal to the negative zone.
Like a Roadrunner cartoon.
Yeah, and he goes into the negative zone.
Painting.
The negative zone, which is like this weird dimension that like the Fantastic Four find that has like people like villain like Annihilus and shit like that. And it is in the Josh Trank Fantastic Four movie, although they just made it look like just a boring planet.
Was that where the final fight takes place?
Yeah. In the place that Doom gets trapped on for a while.
Yeah.
But anyway, he goes there, he ends up teaming up with this guy, and Spider-Man has to go to the zone as well to take him on. They end up fighting on different factions of this like alien war. And Cletus is just a regular dude there, but then he's guided by the symbiote in his head, who takes him to this old like tomb where another Carnage symbiote is sealed away, and he bonds with that to become Carnage again. So technically it's a different symbiote, but I think they just ran with it because technically the other symbiote was absorbed by Venom, but then he gets it back, and I don't think there's ever clarification. I think they just pretend this never happened.
Like I Venom took a shit somewhere.
They just assume that like it's the same symbiote because otherwise it's not really the same villain.
Yeah.
But they just go, no, it's the same one. Anyway, Carnage gets apprehended again. He goes back to prison, but then there's a big breakout in the New Avengers series, which is in 2004. And during this is when you bring in the Sentry, who I don't know if I ever mentioned to you, but Sentry is kind of like Marvel's Superman a little bit.
Okay.
But he's mentally unbalanced.
Oh, like regular Superman.
Yeah, but basically, there's a point when this big breakout's happening, like all the heroes can barely handle it because all these supervillains are getting out. Carnage gets out and everyone's like losing their shit because he's just like fucking murdering everyone.
Yeah.
And then they're like, shit, we have to let Sentry out. He can help us because he's in
prison.
prison.
It's the plot of Injustice 2.
Sentry, then, have I got an image of this? Surely I fucking do. There we go. Sentry grabs Carnage and flies into space.
Oh, okay.
And he rips Carnage in half and throws the different halves in different directions.
But isn't it like a worm in that, like, it'll just create two Carnages instead of one?
I mean, I guess it's still powered by, like, his brain. So only one of them would be Carnage, right?
The other one would just be another dangerous symbiote.
It would just be... I don't know, if you split a symbiote in half, like, is it...
Oh, is one of them going to be called, like, Khan, the other one's going to be called Age.
He throws him into orbit. Then in 2010, Carnage gets his own series. Carnage issue 1 is discovered that the top half, Carnage, crashed into a satellite and was retrieved by the guy who owns the satellite, who separated Kasady from the symbiote and used properties from it to create prosthetic limbs and exosuits.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
Oh, 100% a bad idea. And eventually Dr. Tanis Neves, who has like prosthetic arm from the symbiote, is taken over by this arm and forced to kill several scientists because she kind of becomes Carnage until she finds out that this asshole had been keeping Cletus Kasady alive, even though he was like had no legs in this like stasis chamber, and then the symbiote like breaks in and rebonds with Carnage. Then he escapes, and then you get the series Carnage USA in 2011. And in Carnage USA, Cletus goes to Doverton, Colorado, where he uses this new power that came from this experimentation that happened, the ability to control other people using offshoots of his symbiote, and he ends up taking over this entire town.
And nobody noticed because it's Colorado.
And the Avengers turn up with Spider-Man to stop him, but then all the Avengers, apart from Spider-Man and Captain America, I think, are controlled by the symbiote. So they have to fight like Carnage, the Thing. Like Carnage, Hawkeye and shit.
Carnage the Hulk.
Carnage the Hulk.
Oh,
it's not there, but
it's the Hulk in space at this point.
I don't know. Actually, I'm trying to think of the timing. He might actually be in space at that point.
God damn.
In the previous series, like Carnage had a son who's Scorn, and Scorn, Spider-Man, and Venom, who is now Flash Thompson, team up and take down Carnage. Then Carnage is put into custody in the Thunderbolts Mountain.
The what, sorry?
The Thunderbolts Mountain. They have a mountain base.
Who are the Thunderbolts?
They're a team of, like, reformed supervillains who are now, like, heroes.
Is Electro one of them?
Electro?
Yeah.
No. Oh, he's not going to reform.
Why is it all the Thunderbolts then?
Oh, I don't know. I think... there must have been a reason. I can't remember. And basically, it looks like his symbiote is like, gone. But then he's contacted by beings in the microverse, which is basically the quantum realm in the movies. They help him regenerate his symbiote, which is revealed to have integrated into him at a cellular level at this point. So it's like not even a thing you can remove. And they basically help him with the idea that he comes to the microverse to help them. And
this is getting to like Friday the 13th level of bullshit.
Yeah, and this is the series.
It's a Carnage.
This is minimum Carnage. You've had maximum Carnage and minimum Carnage because you've gone to the microverse, and then Scarlet Spider, who is now not Ben Reilly. He's dead. Scarlet Spider.
What?
It's a different guy who's Scarlet Spider. I won't go into that, but he's kind of like the edgy Spider-Man. This Scarlet Spider-Man.
Okay.
Scarlet Spider. He doesn't give a shit about killing people.
Okay.
He gets like spikes come out of his wrists that he can stab people with. No, I won't go into
please don't go into it.
And then basically he teams up with Venom again, and they go into the microverse. They defeat Carnage in there because these microverse people wanted to like make a Carnage army, and then Carnage like fucks them all up, and then Carnage escapes, and at the end, like they've defeated him, and he's like knocked out. Scarlet Spider's like, we have to kill this guy. And at this point, I'm on Scarlet Spider's side because he has killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he's unstoppable.
Karmically, like, it won't really matter in the grand scheme of things if you kill
like hundreds, maybe thousands have died.
Yeah.
And Venom, who's Flash Thompson, is like a good guy. So he's like, no, we don't kill. That's bad. He's crazy. He needs to be reformed or something. And then Scarlet Spider's like, no, this is our fault at this point. If we keep not killing him, it's our responsibility. So he gets out one of his wrist spikes and stabs him in the neck and kills Cletus Kasady. But we've still got way more to go. Basically, Cletus goes completely catatonic, just dead, basically. But he's fully controlled by the symbiote now, so he's like a corpse with...
Oh, he's just like a symbiote puppet.
Yeah. But unlike Venom, Carnage doesn't say we. He says I, because he is Carnage. They're like one. You know? So there's so much of Cletus in the symbiote, so much of the symbiote in Cletus, that is kind of mix and match. So even though Cletus is dead, this is still like a crazy psycho. But in fact, they start thinking that maybe it's worse now, because it's just like not even a drop of humanity.
Yeah, because how that would have gone wrong. Maybe we should have killed the symbiote instead of the man.
Then you go to Superior Carnage in 2013. Henry has pulled his t-shirt over his face. Carnage is freed by the Wizard, who...
What?
The Wizard... I'm not talking
about...
The
Wizard of Oz?
No, not a wizard. The Wizard. He's a...
the leader of the KKK.
The Grandmaster. He's a Fantastic Four villain. He's a tech villain. He just calls himself the Wizard.
Oh, he's just like some like hacker.
And he has loads of tech, like anti-gravity stuff, so he can fly around and shit like that. And he basically, at this point, the Wizard is all fucked up in the head because of, I can't remember.
This is the early 2000s.
So he's like, he's got like almost got like Alzheimer's, like he's forgetting shit. And he has this whole thing of he wants the Carnage to be the fourth member of the Frightful Four, which is like a team of bad guys who go against Fantastic Four.
But they're scary.
Yeah, they're not that scary though. It's like, I think it's...
Why not just the Formidable Four then?
I don't know. Frightful is more like, I don't know.
It's
Sinister
spookier.
Six.
It's like a Halloween.
Sinister is a spooky word.
It's not as spooky as Frightful.
You got me there. Anyway, he basically he tries to.
I had to derail the point. I had to derail this at this point to ask like who is the Frightful Four comprised of? Because I don't like this brand.
I'm gonna have to look at it. It's the Wizard. Sandman is in it for a while.
I guess Carnage.
I think Ulysses Claw.
What about that foursome is frightful?
One
of the guys is just really racist.
I mean, he is more powerful than Thomas Claw because he can like turn into sand and shit.
Okay,
he's more of like a cyborg.
He's not just a one-armed racist guy.
Okay, well, they've had different people over the years, right?
Okay.
So out of the people they've had over the years, they've had Hydro Man, Claw, Medusa, Sandman, Thundra, Titania, Trapster, who's that's the renamed Paste Pot Pete, and Wizard, and Dragon Man.
What about that is frightful?
And Dragon Man's like a robot. This is a bit like Tammy and the T-Rex situation.
I regret asking.
Okay, yeah. Why do you ask me these things?
Because I'm like, Why is it called the Frightful Four if none of the members across history are frightful? And it's not even that, like Formidable Four was right there.
Okay, well, we've got to move on because we're on the time limit. Holy
The
shit.
Foreboding Four? Anything but the Frightful
Okay,
Four.
this is not the point. The Superior Carnage, this guy's trying to reform the Frightful Four, but he's gone a bit loopy because his brain is damaged. He realizes he can't separate Cletus from the symbiote. He also can't control. His idea is that he's going to control it with his like mind control device, but he can't because Cletus doesn't have a mind anymore.
He's just a dead person.
So instead, he captures it, and he has this this guy called Carl Malice, who's this guy in a wheelchair, who's like an evil genius guy. He's like, okay, you're going to be Carnage now. And the guy's like, what? I don't want to be Carnage. Nope, you're going to be Carnage. And he does a transfusion of blood to put the blood in.
Lucky he's not Jehovah's Witness, because they couldn't do that otherwise.
He's like, please don't turn me to Carnage. I'm with Jehovah's Witness.
It goes against everything I believe as Jehovah's Witness. No other reason. If you find another way that doesn't involve blood transfusion, yeah, then fine.
And then basically this guy then becomes the Superior Carnage, who's then mind controlled by a wizard into doing some shit. Got an image of him here.
Oh yeah, that's
Kind of looks.
He looks like that guy from Tekken, Yoshimitsu.
Oh, and then this is what I'm on about, right? Like this is Wizard and Claw talking to him, and he's now mind controlling him. So he's like saying like, "Carnage, my arsenal is at your disposal. Takes any gun you want." He says, "And more for coat or something. I'm tired of all the butts and crotches on display in this town. You are my soldier and my servant, and you will act accordingly." At which point,
Oh no.
the Superior Carnage says,
As you wish.
"As you wish.
You
Which-
want me to put on some clothes, do you?
I will put on the longest coat in the world."
This coat was made from panda skin.
Anyway, at this point, Spider-Man is Octavius controlling Spider-Man's brain.
I
'Cause it's
forgot
the
about that,
superior
yeah.
Spider-Man.
This was just happening in the background as Superior Carnage.
And so Otto, in classic fashion, tries to capture the symbiote. So he separates them, tries to capture the symbiote, but he fails, and it goes onto Cletus again. And then they capture Cletus, but now they're bonded again, and they go back to jail. And this whole process kind of brings Cletus back somehow.
Wait, the person brought him back to life.
Yeah. It like rejuvenated his brain.
Oh, I'm glad you explained that, because otherwise I was lost.
Okay. Then Cletus becomes a model prisoner. Literally every part of this is unexpected. And this guy called Dr. Jenner, his psychologist, basically wants to become the new Carnage and get the symbiote. So he suffocates Kasady.
Was Cassidy dead again?
Yeah.
What was the point of bringing him back just to kill him?
So he kills him, and then the symbiote, he's like, to the symbiote, like, come be with me. I'm the next host.
Is this
And
like
then-
the version of like when you're out with your girl, like this one, like the guy goes like, "Why don't you spend it with a real man?"
Yeah,
and then he
yeah.
kills you and takes your girlfriend.
Well, sort of, because then the symbiote just kills this dude, and then goes
Oh, yeah.
like, "No, I love Cletus," so it goes back with Cletus.
Oh, that's what's meant to happen.
And reanimates Cletus again.
Well, he could have been like the whole time.
Yeah, I just did it.
He was just carrying this dead body around. He could have just revived him the whole time.
Well, I think he figured it out later.
Oh, it just didn't occur to him to do it the first time. So yeah, I can just revive the dead. Apparently,
Basically, he refuses. Instead of bonding with and reanimating Cletus, kills everyone, every staff member, and every prisoner.
I wish it would kill me at this point.
in the whole prison. And then we go into. I've got two things here that are going to shock you. They may shock you. The next time he appears is in a series called Carnage versus Deadpool.
Yeah, that's
Or Deadpool versus Carnage. I can't remember which way around it is.
that's kind of something.
Okay, well, I'm
kind of worried for the second thing you're going to mention now.
Well, maybe it isn't a surprise then, because I was going to say that. Surprising thing at this point, for me, who is not a particular Carnage fan and not a Deadpool fan, this series is excellent. It's actually maybe some of my favourite Carnage stuff.
Really?
It's really funny, and
I
basically...
guess you can't find the one person who's crazy in the Carnage.
Yeah, the best thing about this series, Carnage's whole thing is that he wants to do everything that's unexpected. He's pure chaos. He wants to... Nothing is predictable. Like, the reason that he went to his orphanage to, like, lay low is because he's like, that's the last thing anyone would expect me to do.
Because it was the first thing.
Yeah, exactly. So he's constantly thinking that way. And he's like, after this, like, after the whole thing of, like, go to the microverse and go to the negative zone, he's like, let's get back on track to killing. This is what I'm about. Random
I've
killing.
lost sight of what's important, which is murder.
And
Let's
basically,
go back to my base, get back to my roots.
Deadpool, he hears that he's broken out and he's killing people across the country, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna track him down and kill him just as a pet project." It's quite funny because Deadpool's following him around and he's like following all these insane clues like it's the Da Vinci Code to find him, and none of it makes sense because he's like, Carnage is crazy, I'm crazy, so if I just follow my instinct, I will find him. And the best thing is he's right. But it's like completely random shit.
That makes complete sense.
Yeah, it just keeps leading him to stuff. He's just literally
He's
looking
just like
around,
Dirk Gentlying,
and he just sees like a sign that says like Arizona corn, and he's like, oh, okay, I'll go to Arizona. He figures it out. It's so funny. I really enjoyed it.
That's some serious like Dirk Gently shit.
And then you get this thing of them fighting. There's a lot of Carnage in this because like there's you got two people who basically can't be killed.
Two crazy people who can't be killed.
Yeah. But it actually gets really fucking interesting because Deadpool gets into Carnage's head because he's basically like, this whole thing about chaos? You think you're completely unpredictable, but I found you. I tracked you down.
Oh, shit.
And it pisses Carnage off because he's like, no, I am unpredictable.
And
he actually
predicts this.
He actually starts having an existential crisis because it's like, this is my whole philosophy. And am I not actually being unpredictable? I'm being predictable because everyone expects me to do this.
Yeah.
And then it's a really fun, great speech, actually. He says, this is Deadpool. You ever notice sometimes when you randomly glance at a clock, it just happens to be the same time of day? Every time you happen to look, it's 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven. Ever think that's the world's way of telling you it's time for a Slurpee? Because that disorder, that unpredictability that you gave your class ring to, it's not for real. It's as fake as that Canadian girlfriend you told everyone about when you were in the 9th grade. Chaos is just an imaginary friend, and he's full of shit.
That's a great line.
Yeah, it's great, and Carnage responds to this by throwing him in front of like a truck.
I thought he was going to get a Slurpee.
And then,
that would have been unpredictable.
I can't remember if he gets arrested at the end of this or if he just like escapes again, but I'm pretty sure Deadpool defeats him. Then there's this whole series called Axes, which I didn't read, but I read the Carnage part of it. And oh my god, I have to dip into so much insane shit from the comics. But there was a series where Professor X dies and his corpse is stolen by the Red Skull. And the Red Skull...
Why?
The Red Skull takes his brain out and uses his brain to like give himself like psychic powers. So it's like...
Surely his brain doesn't work anymore because he's dead.
I don't know, but it's Professor X... It's basically what if like the Red Skull had the powers of Charles Xavier. Which is a huge fucking problem.
Yeah, it's like, okay, he has Cerebro now, and he's also a Nazi.
Yeah. During this whole fight...
What if like X-Men met the Green Room?
In this whole fight, basically, there's a spell cast, I think by Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange, in order to save this insane situation, which is a moral inversion spell. Then this whole series becomes about how all the bad guys are now good, and all the good guys are now bad, and they have to be taken out by the bad guys. And I didn't read that series, but I read there was a mini-series about like Axe's Carnage, and this is another surprise. This series is great. It's only 3 issues. Carnage is good now, but he's still completely, utterly insane.
So he's Deadpool.
Yes, but it's really funny, and I actually wish there was more of this. Like, here's him saving someone from a mugger.
Ooh, that is an eyeball.
Yeah, he punches a guy's eyeball out, and then there's a great thing where he's like saves this woman. She's screaming because he just like it's like her ex-boyfriend or something. He just punched his eye out, and then he like puts his arm on her and he's like, "There's no need to thank me," and she's like screaming. It's really funny stuff, and he calls himself Carnage Man at one point. And he's just going around, but everyone hates him because he's
a crazy psycho.
Everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's Carnage! What an asshole!" And he's like, "Oh,
just because I killed that one person."
He's like, "He was a bad guy."
Yeah,
it's really funny.
It was just a couple of decades of like wanton murder.
And there's another one where he sees these people robbing a bank, so he takes one out and takes this guy's gun and just mows down every criminal who's robbing the bank, and then blows up the bank, leading to this panel where he's posing in front of the press saying, "You can't rob a bank if I burn it down first."
He's not wrong.
In that series, the X-Men who are evil made a gene bomb that would kill everyone who wasn't a mutant. And Carnage ends up sacrificing himself by containing this explosion in the symbiote and seemingly dying.
Seemingly.
But turns out he did survive.
Oh.
But,
who would have thought? I'm so shocked.
And then a counterspell was cast, and so now he's evil again. And he was so disgusted by his heroic actions that he tries to kill Nova, because Nova was like the only one who witnessed him being a good person, and he's like, "Fuck you for knowing this about me." Nova beats him and goes back to Rikers again. He shouldn't go to Rikers, it's just a regular prison. Then in Carnage Volume 2 in 2015, which, surprise, surprise, this series is really good. It's written by Jerry Conway, who wrote some really good Spider-Man comics back in the day, and he just did this series, but they did what you should do with Carnage, which is...
Nothing.
You make it a horror comic. And the idea is that it's based on, like, the Tomb of Dracula series. So it's the idea of, like, Carnage is the antagonist, and it's just about a group of people hunting Carnage down, and that's the series.
Oh, is it like Bram Stoker's Dracula, or like Keanu Reeves is getting, like, cocked by Carnage?
No. He escapes Rikers, and he hears on the news that when he killed everyone in that orphanage...
Oh, yeah?
They burned it down or whatever. One woman escaped, and she's on the news, and he's like, "Oh, fuck this, I've got to track this woman down and kill her." Turns out this is all orchestrated by the FBI, and she did actually survive, but they made her go on TV, like they did it in a certain way to lure Carnage out, because they knew he would be pissed about it.
Also, like, how does Carnage remember all the people he's killed? I'd lose count at that point.
Well, he doesn't know, but he happens to see this news thing, and he's like, "Oh, if she survived this attack, then I missed one."
So he remembers that he, like, burned down an orphanage?
Well, yeah.
I mean, how many orphanages do you reckon he's burned down?
Yeah, but that was, like, the first one he burned down.
I guess you always remember your first.
Yeah, exactly.
The first orphanage is the deepest.
And the FBI lure him into this... Oh, this gets so insane. They lure him into this mine.
It's like an episode of Hannibal.
They lure him into this mine, and it's organised by
Will
this
Graham?
FBI person, Claire Dixon,
First they say Clarice for a second.
John Jameson,
Oh, yeah.
who's had a lot of interactions with Carnage over the year, because he worked in Ravencroft for a while.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
In security, so, not really a great job.
No.
And Eddie Brock, who is
Is
now...
alive?
He's alive, but he's now Toxin, because I don't know how this happened, but he gets the Toxin symbiote, so he's not Venom anymore.
It's Flash Thompson's Venom.
I believe so, at this point. I haven't read... Like, I've read Venom comics, but I haven't read, like, the Venom comics between, like, 2000 and, like, 2015. So I don't know what's going on there.
Me and both.
But then the mine thing, like, collapses, and they're all, like, buried underground. And they're like, why did this one collapse? It was meant to be safe. And it was, like, the guy who owns the mine had given it to them because he was like, it's worthless property. The FBI can buy it from me. But it turns out this guy had an ulterior motive.
He was working for Margaret Thatcher?
Almost. Almost. He was working for an evil cult.
Oh, so just the Conservative Party.
Yeah. Very similar.
Okay.
But basically, they go down and they find out there's, like, this cult down this mine, and there's this whole thing about summoning... They're a cult that worships Chthon, which is spelled Chthon, which Henry will know from the House of Chthon in the Blade series. But in the comics, Chthon is like an actual... He's like Cthulhu, basically.
Wait,
so he's like an elder god.
So why... So wait, the House of Chthon and Blade the series is just completely unrelated?
I believe so. I think they just took the name. Because for those who don't know, which is everyone, Blade the series, they have a thing called House of Chthon, which is just like a vampire
also,
family.
You should also be like made to aware that like there is a thing called Blade the series. A live action TV show that for some reason we own.
And we covered on our Patreon.
Please go and like
make that worth it.
Yeah, subscribe to our Patreon so we don't have to watch Blade the series for no reason. We need to break even on this horrible purchase that we made.
This cult refers to Carnage as the Red Slayer, who will release Chthon using the Dark Hold, which is this like evil spooky book that turns up briefly at the end of WandaVision.
Oh, is that the one she's like reading as she's like doing the whole like spell stuff?
Yeah, and
Okay.
basically, their idea is like they will sacrifice Carnage, and it will bring about Kavon, and they do this whole thing. But then Carnage like fights back.
I can't believe they didn't. They expected him to go along with this for some reason.
Yeah, and then he also just like he sacrifices all these other people to Kavon.
Oh yeah, that was always what was going to happen.
And then he gets some enhanced Darkhold powers.
Oh,
so now
even more OP.
Yeah, so now sonic waves and fire don't hurt him anymore.
What about like carefully worded insults?
Well, never. But now the only thing that can hurt him is like magic and.
What? That doesn't mean anything.
It does in this universe. So Doctor Strange could maybe kick his ass. He's only vulnerable to
magic. My one weakness.
Well, that's the same for Superman. Superman's like kryptonite and magic fucks him up.
Why is that doesn't mean anything?
And Chthonic runes. So he fights more of this cult later, and it's like they have like swords and like chains and stuff that have these runes on, and they can bind him. And
right, so it's like literally like one cult and a couple of wizards.
So he's kind of a little bit like Dracula now, isn't he? Because he's got these like
he's like a boss in The Witcher 3 at this point.
Maybe more Dark Souls.
Oh my god.
They go on this whole hunt for him for like a bunch of episodes. This whole series is really good, actually, of them just chasing him across the world. Obviously, John Jameson turns into Man-Wolf at various points.
Of course, why not?
And they end up because basically Carnage goes on this whole thing of he wants to summon Kavon because he's like, oh shit, Apocalypse, that sounds awesome. I want to just destroy everything. But they use the Darkhold on Carnage, and they use this spell which kind of traps him in a cell made of his own symbiote, which is insane.
Isn't that like just being like that either makes a lot of sense or no sense whatsoever?
I'm trying to see if I
So the thing that makes him invulnerable and powerful, you decided to contain him in a cell made of it.
Yeah, there you go. Was him in a
Why
cell.
don't you just like bond with his own cell?
No, but it's like a magic spell though. There's a picture of Kavon.
That is pretty much Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just running amok now.
Oh, also during this whole thing, when he gets powers, he gets these like goat legs. Like he looks like this. I don't even know when this happened. At just some point in the series, he just get like all bent like that.
Or like goaty.
All these images will be in the show notes on our blog, by the way.
Yeah.
If it ever gets
if you want to like
confusing.
listen to this and you're like, well, do you know what this needs? A visual aid. That'll make this less confusing.
It probably does, to be fair, like a little bit. Anyway, the next we see of the symbiote, Norman Osborn gets his hands on it.
Jesus Christ.
And at this point in the comics, Norman Osborn had the Goblin Serum,
modified.
He's injected with something that basically like gets rid of the powers of it, and also it like has made him sane because the Goblin Serum drove him insane, and he hates it because he's like, oh no, I love being insane. Insane is my power. Like that, he doesn't think of the Goblin insanity as insanity. So he thinks that someone's just taken away the best part of him, like taken away his mojo. And so
They took my mojo!
So he's trying to get it back, and in the end, he injects himself.
I just killed your girlfriend, Spider-Man! Yeah, baby!
And to unlock his craziness again, he purchases the Carnage symbiote from someone who got hold of it.
I got it for a snip on eBay, baby!
And then he puts the symbiote on, and this is for the issues leading up to The Amazing Spider-Man 800. I actually really like this story. It's a lot of fun because it's just like a million things happening in a cool way, and it's like the end of Dan Slott's run on the comics, so he just went all out. And it's a carnageized Green Goblin.
So the Red Goblin.
Literally called the Red Goblin. That's the name. You came up with it. You're as good of a writer as Dan Slott. And there he is.
That's... I don't like. We've been going so long that I no longer am able to form opinions on this.
I think he looks really cool. The thing I showed you was the cover as well, which is, I believe, drawn by Alex Ross, who drew the Marvels series.
That's
so he
cool.
didn't draw the actual comic, but he did the covers, and they're really cool. And I should also say the Carnage, and I might put this on my Instagram or something, but the covers of the Carnage series, the Jerry Conway one, they're just insane. Okay, so this is just the first cover.
Whoa, that's super cool.
It's like
it looks like Carnage 8 Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it's like a mine shaft, but it's going into Carnage's mouth. And I wish I had more of these on to show you right now, but I'll put them all up on Instagram in the near future. But yeah, it is the art in that is just insanely cool, and they get like really weird with it, like the kind of covers where they, instead of having the standard like Carnage like lettering at the top, the Carnage title is always part of the art. Like they'll make Carnage out of trees and shit like that. It's just like really inventive, cool art. Basically, okay, oh my god, we haven't got to the insane stuff yet.
Kill me. I was looking at this bowl with this fork in it, being like, I wonder if I could kill myself before it doesn't stop me.
Norman is then separated from this, and Norman Osborn goes crazy, and he thinks that he's Cletus Kasady for a while.
Yeah, sure.
So he's in Ravencroft, like thinking he's Cletus Kasady now. Then there's a series called Venomized, which is when there's a thing called like the Poison Hive, who are like this alternate reality hive mind parasites that basically, this whole series is basically Spider-Verse but for symbiotes. So it ends up with a team of symbiote people from different realities teaming up with Eddie Brock, who is Venom again now, and
they dare ask how.
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
And they're teaming up trying to stop this hive, because the idea of the hive is that they can, if someone's got a symbiote, it's like a perfect mechanism to like possess for them, because it gives them insane power. So they like the symbiote becomes their host, and they destroy the person underneath it all. This is just like a even more evil symbiote that wants to take over the whole world, the whole universe, and they basically break through into our reality, and they basically end up making like poisoned versions of these other people, and some of them look cool.
Yeah.
Which is the main thing I can say about this series, is some of them look cool.
That's more than you can say about Venom.
The idea is Carnage is this aberration, so it's like the only thing that can hurt them. They capture him because they're like, this guy can fuck us up, and they make him into Poison Carnage so that they can control him. And Poison Carnage looks like this.
Oh, it looks like a shitty Pokemon.
Yeah, he does kind of look like a Pokemon. Like he's like red and white and black, and he's got like everything is like a jagged kind of. Everything is jagged.
It's a Dark Steel type.
Yeah, he looks like the 20th evolution of Onyx or something. Yeah. Turns out he was pretending to be under their control because they can't control Carnage because he's too fucking crazy. So he's just being an asshole, and they all defeat the Poison Hive, but Venom like pulls an aliens on Poison Carnage and jettisons him into space.
Oh yeah.
But as we know, that shit don't stick. Basically, this Poison Carnage sort of shell thing becomes a crystalline exoskeleton.
Oh, much like the Xenomorph and Alien.
Yeah, kind of, but like it's a protection thing, and it starts to crumble away, revealing Cletus and the regular symbiote underneath. And he kind of like, and he crashes back to Earth, but like the symbiote and this exoskeleton protect Cletus enough that he enters the atmosphere and like burns up and shit and lands. And bearing in mind, Cletus doesn't have any legs, he crashes as like a meteor, but then he basically only has like enough life in him to like live for like a few moments, and then he crashes. I'm just showing you an image now.
Well, it's like Anakin Skywalker in Revenge of the Sith.
He is actually very much like that, and he basically crawls and then just dies.
You were the chosen one, Cletus.
And he dies because he's burned up on entry. And then
he comes back to life.
We lead to the Cult of Carnage. Okay, I won't go too much into this, but I talked before about a guy called Null, Knull.
The spelling rings a bell.
Yeah, you called him Null. or Noel Gallagher.
Oh yeah, that's a joke I would make.
Yeah.
Back before this episode happened and I changed as a person forever.
Okay, so Noel is like the god of the symbiotes. He's the thing.
Yeah.
He created all the symbiotes.
And much like our god, he allows lots of bullshit to happen for no reason.
This guy though, he's an asshole, but he got like trapped. The planet of the symbiotes, it turns out, Clintar, is not a planet. It is entirely made of symbiotes, and it's actually a prison for Null, because the symbiotes turned against him and imprisoned him, and so he's hidden away in here. And basically, this cult is trying to revive Null because they worship.
Oh, like in The Rise of Skywalker.
I have not seen it, so I don't know.
But like that's actually part of the opening crawl, which you have seen.
Yeah. I'm watching Rise of Skywalker 5 minutes at a time, and I'm 10 minutes in.
He's been talking about doing this for like upwards of 8 months, and he's managed to watch 2 scenes in that time.
Sorry, Star Wars fans. Oh,
no,
well,
don't apologize, and this is their fault.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sure. But anyway, this cult trying to revive Null, and they obtain Cletus's body, and they're like keeping him in this canister.
Oh, a bit like. Oh wait, that okay. You don't know that bit yet. Never mind.
And they also get a piece of the primordial Grendel symbiote, which is like a symbiote dragon, which is like super old, and use it on Cletus to rejuvenate him because they're giving him this extra powerful symbiote that will bring up the Carnage residue in his like DNA and revives Cletus and
so he's
Carnage, so he's alive again.
Oh my god!
It's at this point that he becomes Dark Carnage, and you'll see this image here. He's got a spiral on his head and this big like spidery thing that like Venom has, but it's all like glowing. And his whole thing at this point is like he wants to bring back Null because he communicates with Null psychically, and he's like, oh, this guy seems great. He's like a dark god. He can fuck shit up again.
Oh, so like the exact Chthon plot.
Yeah, kind of.
Like the plot for like Carnage to this point is just like, let's see what other like interdimensional horror you can bring back to life.
Exactly. And this.
Oh look, he's trying to revive Ronald Reagan.
And there's this whole thing, right, where if you've had a symbiote on you at any point, even for a short period of time, you get a symbiote codex in your DNA. And that means that technically you are part of the symbiote hive.
So what you're saying is once you go symbiote, you never go back.
Yeah, exactly. This basically means that all these people, including Spider-Man and stuff like that, are technically connected to the symbiote hive. But because Null isn't like awake, those things aren't connected yet. And the cult's idea is that if they get all these codices together, they can wake up Null. But to remove them, you have to like take out people's spines. So basically Carnage is now powered up, and he goes around finding, for instance, he goes back to Doverton and like fucking kills all those people because they all had a symbiote on them, and he takes all their spines and shit. He goes to the people who have died, like in the comics, Eddie Brock's ex-wife, Michelle Williams, like she dies, and then he like kind of like digs up her corpse and like takes her spine.
Yeah, makes sense.
Basically, so he's getting all this, and then Venom finds out about this, and then it's about stopping him, and that leads to the series Absolute Carnage. And this is when it's written by Donny Cates, so it's actually a really good run, despite how insane this sounds. Dark Carnage, who's skeletal, got the spiral on the head. He's like 13 feet tall. He basically becomes like a demigod, possessing power far beyond what a regular symbiote has, due to connections with both Chthon through the Curse of the Darkhold and Null through this Grendel symbiote. Right? And I got some images of this because he gets souped up. There's this great... I gotta do this one bit because Spider-Man's talking to Eddie, so they got to team up over this. And then midway through the conversation, he finds out that it's not Eddie, it's Cletus, who's like using the symbiote to impersonate, like to morph into looking like Eddie.
Yeah. Is he impersonating Venom or impersonating Eddie Brock himself?
Oh, impersonating Eddie Brock.
Okay.
And then Eddie comes in to like get the fuck away from him, and Spider-Man's like, oh shit, that's not Eddie. And then he goes on this huge speech, which is fucking great.
Spider-Man, Carnage, or Eddie?
Carnage. He goes, "Did you know that my mother went through electroshock treatments when she was pregnant with me? This was before they could sedate for that kind of thing. And then, I died minutes after I was born, went to hell, came back. That's a whole thing."
Wait, he was a hell baby?
Well, according to him, but he talks a lot of shit. "I've had therapists try and tell me that these early traumas led me to being the way I am. I've heard it all, I'm this way because of abuse, because of video games, or sex and violence on TV, because of guns and knives and the wickedness of this mean old world. But what none of them get is those things don't make me what I am. I am made of them. I am abuse. I am sex and violence. I am the guns and the knives and the wickedness of this whole sick fucking world. You know my name. Now scream it." So it was a bit of a...
That was almost worth that, long Odysseal journey through Carnage lore for that great last line.
Yeah. And then everyone gets, symbiote. They find a lot of symbiotes and he's trying to take over people.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, the Venom symbiote leaves Eddie because Eddie doesn't want to kill someone. And so the Venom symbiote's like, "Fuck you, Eddie," and leaves. And he goes on the Hulk.
Who loves killing.
Well, he tries to, because he's like, "Oh, it's a beast," sort of thing. So he jumps on the Hulk, and then you get the Incredible Hulk, who's Venom. But, I can't remember what they fucking call him. I think they call him... Maybe it's...
The Incredible Black Hulk?
No, I think they call him Devil Hulk.
Ooh.
Which is kind of a cool name, actually. And then they fight, but then Dark Carnage defeats him, and he absorbs this symbiote, so he gets souped up even more, and then he gets fucking horns, and starts looking like that.
God damn.
The art is really cool.
Is he just carrying around Cletus Kasady's body?
No, that's Bruce Banner.
Oh, god damn.
He fucked him up. And then, and this is another great shot of him, with, Eddie, at his feet, all fucked up.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Does Eddie have wings?
They both have wings at this point. Yeah. Oh, my brain's hurting.
Your brain's hurting.
Your brain is hurting. I had to read this shit. And basically, it gets to a point where basically Eddie has a choice between trying to kill Carnage and absorb the symbiote. But if he does that, all the codices will be in Venom, which will wake up Null. Or he lets Carnage carry on, and Carnage is about to kill Eddie's son. Eddie also has a son, by the way. And he so he has that choice.
He's like, "Fuck that kid."
Eddie says he generates because he's got the Grendel symbiote, which is hype. He summons a symbiote necrosword from his symbiote. I haven't found a good explanation for how he can do this, but he summons a symbiote sword, and he goes, "Fuck the world, get the hell away from my son," and chops Carnage in his spine.
Oh shit.
Basically rips him in half, and takes the symbiote away from him, and defeats Carnage, and Carnage is dead, and unfortunately, Null awakens. That leads through to a series called The King in Black, which has, I think, only recently finished, and I have not read it yet, because it's not all on Marvel Unlimited, and that's how I read comics now.
Uh-huh.
But as far as I'm aware, Carnage has not come back.
Give it time.
Yeah. Because this was...
He died 10 times in this again?
Yeah, I mean, Carnage is I think Absolute Carnage was 2019.
It's just Goku levels of just oh yeah, he's dead again, I guess.
He's got to come back this year, probably, because they want to maximize...
Is it a Donald Trump thing of he's going to be reinstated?
Well, no, because he's come back this year, because he's going to be in a movie, right?
Stop that symbiote steal.
There's currently a Carnage series happening, but I think it's a flashback series.
Okay.
Anyway, that's everything that has ever happened to Carnage. I mean, there's a couple of things I'm sticking out on. One time there's this great Carnage series called what's it called? Mind Bomb?
Oh, that's a apt name.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, this is a mind bomb, isn't it? But there was something like that, and it's this asshole doctor is yeah, I'm gonna torture and fuck with Cletus Kasady until I understand him, because I'm I can understand
I'm-
anything. I'm the best.
I'm bad at psychology.
Yeah, and he
That's not
gets
how
into a cell,
psychology
and
works at all.
basically just through having a conversation with Cletus Kasady for an extended period of time, this guy goes fucking batshit insane, and then like takes off all his clothes and starts trying to kill and eat people.
What the fuck did he say to him?
He basically just like shared his like philosophy and his.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like it's like fan fiction.
Basically,
Yeah.
he kind of like connects with him on a psychic level. Like, this is the way I see the world.
Yeah.
And I think he like touches him once, feel what it's like to be me, and then the guy goes fucking nuts. It's horrible, but that's a really good series.
Yeah.
Which leads me to the only point I can really get from this, which is Carnage should always be horror. He only
Okay.
works in horror. In all of these, the ones where it's horror are great, and the ones where it's not are either bad or okay. I guess like the first issues he's in are good, but that's because mostly it's Venom and Spider-Man teaming up, you know? The problem with Carnage is that he's so powerful and he has no restraint. Like, the reason Venom could stay around as a villain or anti-hero is because they made him like the lethal protector of the innocent, you know?
Yeah.
That they gave him this other thing, whereas Carnage is like, I love killing people, and he has like infinite potential to kill people. So the only thing you can do with him,
Have him
kill
still
him,
Yeah.
or let him kill people in crazy new ways.
Oh, exactly like Friday the 13th.
Yeah, and I will say that I am really surprised to say this, but I never really liked Carnage, but after going through all of this, I actually like Carnage now.
Carnage is good now.
Carnage is good now. But also, I will say, this is my hot take, my symbiote hot take, my Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage hot take. Venom should always be in a Spider-Man story.
Yeah.
I don't think, personally, that Venom is interesting without Spider-Man. And that goes for the movie, that goes for the comics. The miniseries with Venom, some of them are okay, but all the ones where Spider-Man's in them, it instantly becomes so much better. He works so much as a foil for Spider-Man. Carnage, I will say, is the opposite. That first issue where he turned up, those are good issues as an origin point or whatever,
Yeah.
but like, Carnage is best when he's fucking far away from Spider-Man and he's in a horror comic where like
Just killing
there's
hundreds
like a
of people.
SWAT team following him around the world trying to murder him, and he keeps getting away and he's doing all this wild shit.
Like George Bush is trying to like kidnap him as like a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah,
For some reason.
that's where he should be, and that's why Absolute Carnage is good. That's why the 2015 Carnage series is good, and even like Deadpool vs Carnage, it's like a comedy thing, but it's also like very like bloodthirsty. There's a lot of like Deadpool like running around with his guts hanging out because he's chasing after Carnage.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and it's like you can only really do that with Deadpool, you know. But yeah, so it's kind of like a really weird experience. But I've become so like, I've read so much of this, you know, like my brain.
Kind of just shutting down me.
Yeah, because he kind of goes and comes away and goes and comes away, like, which makes it easier to read, I guess, than Tombstone or something, who was just in comics constantly.
Yeah, not
But,
really
like,
doing much.
Yeah, but like Carnage comes around in 91, introduced, comes into his own in 92 and 93.
Yeah.
A bunch of insane shit happens, disappears for like 6 years, gets chopped in half, disappears for 4 years,
Sure.
and then is like in 10 years worth of crazy shit.
That is a lot of carnage.
I'm really glad this was a bonus episode.
Yeah, this is a good shout. So yeah, now you know everything there is to know about carnage.
Yeah, like literally. I mean, there's I left out a couple of things in those mini-series where he did stuff which, like, again, like, yeah, he was in a video game at one point.
Oh yeah.
And then also there's Maximum Carnage. That's the craziest thing. I haven't even talked about Maximum Carnage. It's a story where Carnage breaks out and kills loads of people for like 15 issues.
Yeah.
While people argue about whether or not they should kill him.
Oh.
And then he gets like arrested or whatever. We'll go into it again at some point, but I would rather read the entire comic history of Carnage than read Maximum Carnage, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Because it's the kind of 90s comics that I'm not into at all.
Yeah, yeah.
And just for like, I remember I put a poll on our Twitter once saying like, do people like Maximum Carnage? What's the feeling? And I put some options there, and it was completely split between incredible, pretty good, not good, and trash. Like it was like every option was the same.
25%.
Yeah.
Neck and neck.
So I'm like, I don't even think like nerds on Twitter know whether it's good or not. But
I mean, I don't blame them.
yeah. Anyway, before Henry goes to sleep, we should probably call it.
If you enjoyed this, congratulations.
Oh god.
You can listen to more of That Nicely Spider-Man Show, where we talk about weird comic book characters, including the Kangaroo, including Big Wheel and Mud Thing, and otherwise. We have a Spider-Man Animated Series podcast. We talk about the cartoon, which spawned this entire trip into the rabbit hole. And like, if we talk about rabbit holes, I feel like about 3 miles up, we found like the remains of the last dead bunny, and now we're into like the planet's core.
Yeah, it's kind of funny thinking that I thought I'd be able to fit this into our Carnage episode of
that was
the
a
other week.
planetary level of hubris. Like, you barely fit it in this episode. This episode is just about it.
Yeah. I don't even want to tell you how long this episode is.
Ugh. Probably end it before, like, I have a brain aneurysm.
Alright.
Thank you. And I'm sorry.